under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. Today is August 6, 2015, the Environmental Conservation Board meeting for the town of Carmel. We have a few items on the agenda today that we'll go over. The first item is extension of wetland permit. That would be Robert Frankel. Okay. Okay, we have previously kind of granted me a wetlands permit related to construction of my home at 43 Tamarack Road. I believe this permit expires September 4th, so he's early. Although I have been diligent attempting to complete the project, as much has been accomplished so far, we've been experiencing construction delays, and I therefore respectfully request that you grant me extension of my wetlands permit. Thank you for your courtesy and understanding. Okay, have there been any changes to the approved plans that we approved back last year?
Not that I'm aware of.
Could you just state your name and,
Robert Frankel.
okay. So you're building the project as is on the plans. This is the one where the,
The only changes that I think, big changes that came up were when we dug the foundation. These were building department issues as opposed to, I think, your issues. The foundation was found to be crumbling in many places, so they had to dig new footings and pour new foundations.
okay,
The scope of the project has not changed.
No, not at all.
okay. Silt fences are up,
Correct.
okay.
About how much longer do you think it's going to take you?
You know, I thought we would have been in the house in June. It seems to me we're close, at least as far as the outside work. There's still work to do on the inside, but everything seems to get delayed. Problems occur, something gets done wrong, it's got to be pulled out, got to be corrected. So if I had to bet, knock on wood, 2 months, but it could go longer.
Do you want, if we give you a 1-year extension of time,
That
is
would be
that
perfect,
sufficient?
yes.
Yeah, right.
That would be great, yes.
Okay.
That's
all
why I
right.
asked the question.
So just for the board's information, I have permit number 883 in front of me. It was granted September 4th, 2014. There were no comments from, on the EAF or anything. So with that, I'd like to make a motion to extend the permit for 1 additional year from 9/4/15 through 9/3/16. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so you're extended, I'll just sign it, and then I guess go see Rose tomorrow or Nicole and get a copy.
Okay, thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Enjoy the summer.
All right. I'm good. I'm good.
Extended 9/4/15. Okay, motion was made
By Mark.
by Mark, seconded by Ed, all in favor. Okay. That's done, okay. Next item on the agenda is Morales Ignaciano.
Yes,
Is that you?
that's me.
Would you like to come up?
Sure.
Oh, this would be more fun, this is
Ignacio.
Ignacio,
I got it close, right?
you got it great. You won't believe what they call me, so that's great.
Okay, so you're here for a permit
Yes.
to, okay, please state your name and who you're representing. Just your name and the address that your name.
Oh, I'm
and the
sorry, I
address
couldn't
of
hear,
where you're
yes.
representing.
Got Morales Ignacio, 32 Sycamore Road in Mayo Park Point.
Okay, here's a copy of the
That's the
application.
point, yep.
Okay, could you just please describe to us what you're trying to do? What do you want to do?
We're going to expand one of the existing bedrooms and build a small bathroom, I believe. And Tom just drew the plan there. I think you have it.
Tom Nugent was here
Tom was
last
here last time.
session.
Just so the-
Yeah, so this is an
I
updated,
think he, yes, I have a
the
copy here,
drains.
but,
I'm just gonna show the, this is what we were looking at, a detail for the roof drains.
Okay, let's see what, okay, let's see.
This is what they were adding. You wanted to see how
We
it
had
was
some
going.
comments last time that Ted was here.
Fencing? Oh, that was supposed to be sill fencing, yeah. Yeah,
Tom.
there were about 3 or 4
There were
items.
3 or 4 items on the I think he's highlighted them with the ECB board revisions, so he's noted them on the drawing. The first item is the Coltech recharge. It's a 330 drainage unit, 309 gallon capacity or equivalent. They're gonna put a Coltech in the upper, near the lake. Then they're running a 4-inch PVC line from the leaders. We asked how he was gonna run the footing drains and the leader drains from the new property. He's shown a 4-inch line, and he's shown a 4-inch line from the footing drain. And the building is 125 square feet, the dry well is 75 square feet, and the trench is 90 for the total disturbed area of 290 square feet. He's also gonna install 4-inch perforated PVC footing drains, and he gave the approximate location of the septic tank, which we had asked him. And the existing leaching trench was approximate location of that. That you really can't decipher. Then he, on here, he provided the roof drainage calculations, which he shows proposed additional roof area of 360 square feet. The hard surface runoff area is 0. Rainfall at 1.5 inches per day, 1.5 inches per square foot. He gives all the calculations, which is gonna have to be checked by the town engineer. And he shows a stockpile detail. Okay? I think he's addressed all of the items that we had requested the last time. And I think that should be it.
Can you tell me, how was the location of leaching, it says leaching trenches determined?
The technical part, I really don't, I'm not, I don't know what the technical procedure is. I have no clue. I don't know. What is it?
You have, you have a leaching field, you have a septic system. It has a tank and a leaching area.
It has it's 2 big tanks because original, and there is like, it was not really constructed. I have a septic tank, but I don't have,
The more important question is, how did you determine the location of the septic, of the leaching trench? It says existing leaching trench, approximate location. How was that decided? How did you get that?
That, I think Mayopac did it, Mayopac Septic did construct that. I have no clue. I don't know. I don't know how.
Did you have somebody go out there and dig holes on the side of the house to try and find the tank and the leaching field?
We have out of the septic tank is another tank, and then it's 2 big, huge things.
Could you just
So-
come up here for a minute?
Yeah.
This tank and this fields, this tank and this fields, we had spoken to Tom,
Yes.
Mr. Nugent,
Yes.
about trying to find the location of this equipment. Did he do a test pit to determine the location of these 2 things? Did he have somebody out there digging?
No, but it's pretty far from the house. And it's under the close to the deck. Yeah. So
Okay.
The problem is that you're gonna be connecting this pipe from your new addition to the infiltrator in the back of your house. So I think we're concerned that with the location of the leaching trench, because we don't want you to disturb that.
Yes,
Okay.
I
That-
don't know
that's-
how he intend to do that.
Well, no, the dimensions.
I don't know how he intend to do that,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's going to interfere with actually the structure.
He's talking about this right here?
This.
Pretty much.
This is getting.
This
pumped
4-inch
into-
pipe, he wants to make sure it's not interfering with the leaching field.
Right.
What do we do about this?
This is
There's another question too, is that,
like a rain garden, so to speak.
Is it?
Yeah, collection point.
wait a second.
Stormwater runoff.
Hmm.
It's gonna collect all the drainage.
Yeah, got it. Is it actually a rain garden though?
It's
Rich is gonna check the calculations on the
Right.
infiltrator, okay.
Recharger,
Let-
Right.
Rich will take care of that.
Cool.
Rich will watch that.
same thing,
My only concern is
Okay.
where is this leaching
roof
trench?
drainage,
Yeah.
that's what it's taking.
I'm not that concerned about the tank itself, I'm more leach, but I don't want him disturbing his own leaching field.
Right.
I mean, that's for his own good.
But the only thing that I have an argument to what you're saying, Vince, is according to, all this work is gonna be hand dug, correct?
Yep.
So, I mean, once they, I mean, if you, since we don't have a topo, and we know that the area in that area slopes down towards the
Yes.
lake, okay? From the distance from the new drains, the leader drains and the footing drains, over 100-foot span, an 1/8 inch per foot, I mean, depending on the grade, since we don't have the gradients of the land, I gotta assume they got
Well,
it.
it's just gotta go downhill, that's all. it
Right,
has to
that's
do.
all it's gotta do.
He doesn't have to really go in, well, doesn't have to really go in that deep. And you're right, he's doing it by hand. But I would just, I don't know, add some sort of a caution about, even if they're going by hand.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we accept, just putting it out there for discussion, we accept the application as is with the following conditions, okay? One is that all work in this area has to be hand dug. And
It
then
already
in the
says that on the
event,
plan.
right, and then if the leaching trenches are encountered, they ought to change the direction of the piping.
Yeah, so he'd have to reroute this and push it out further towards your property line to get around that field. You know, you gotta give the flexibility to do that with the pipe and a trench.
Yeah, I think it's room, but again.
You gotta keep that pipe as far away from, far away from the house as possible, close to the property line, in order to make sure that, you know, you don't hit that leach. How old is the house?
I think it's in 1927 for,
You don't know whether that's the, I hope that that's not the original leaching field. Maybe, I don't know.
No way.
I don't know.
I'm sure that was put in later.
actually, you know that area, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, well, like.
That was a bungalow, summer bungalow, and then turned into a
Summer
house.
bungalow, and, actually,
Right.
it's pretty rocky underneath there, you know?
Right, yeah.
So, no, it's not the original, no, because the grass is not, it's not the original.
Can we ask
I
for,
can go along with what you
You
said.
don't know if it's concrete.
can we ask
the
for
tank.
Mr. Nugent just to submit a letter indicating how he figured
The
this out?
tank.
No,
Is the tank concrete?
no.
Is it steel?
Is
that gonna delay it too much?
Fiberglass?
Yes,
So it's a new tank.
And
I don't
So
know.
if that's fiberglass, your fields most likely are the little tri-galleys made out of
Concrete.
corrugate or concrete. Should be obvious.
I really don't.
Should be on a detail.
he's
Yeah,
also
I
showing
really
covering
don't
the
know.
tarp with, covering the field with tarp,
Because,
double silt
like I
fence.
said, you know, they did everything by hand, I know that,
All right.
dig everything.
So, guys, unless anybody has any major, any additional comments regarding this application, I would like to make the following motion. I would like to make the following motion to accept the application for 32 Sycamore Road to construct an addition onto their house with the following provisions. That the town engineer has to check the calculations for the Coltech to make sure that it meets requirements, and that all excavation work alongside the septic tank is hand excavated.
It has to be.
And in the event that you
There's no way
hit
to
the,
go with
in the event you encounter the leaching fields, the drains are gonna have to be, rerouted.
So now what I do, I tell Tom, are you gonna get in touch with him? You gonna just?
This is
Now, I
being
also like,
transmitted.
before you start, well, you're not even close to a permit
No,
yet.
no.
But, you're gonna have to get in touch with, we're gonna have to send Dave Klotzel out there before you start work to make sure all the provisions are met. And what I'd suggest also is that as this trench is being excavated, we send Dave out there again. All right? All right, so do I have a motion then to accept the application for 32 Sycamore Road to construct an addition with the following provisions, that all excavation from, for the drainage to the cul-de-sac be hand dug, and that, the town engineer check the calculations for the
Also,
drainage.
ask them to keep the pipe as far away from the building.
And to keep the pipe as far away from the leaching
Maximum
fields as
distance.
possible. Do I have a
I run it
motion?
on your line, so moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made by John, seconded by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And just for the record, I don't know if you did note that Ed had recused himself.
Please note for the record that Ed recused himself from this application. But he's not here.
I didn't see him.
Okay, so you're gonna go on the clock, and once everything works out, goes through the motions, not this meeting, maybe the following meeting in September, you come back, if everything's good, you get a permit.
He's back.
You're gonna have to submit an escrow, I think. Clocks will have to do
Yeah,
that,
you may-
just to let him know, so
Yeah,
he,
you may have to submit an escrow.
Let me just write.
You're probably gonna have to submit an escrow upon issuance of a permit, and, we're gonna have to notify Dave before you start work, and then I want Dave out there when you do the drainage work, okay?
Okay, all
Can I
right.
have those drawings, please? All right, we'll see you in a few weeks.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
You
Thanks.
too.
Have a great evening.
Take care.
Okay, with that, guys, that's the agenda for the night.
Okay, good night.
Aye.
The only one we have is minutes for 4/9/15. Since we have a full quorum. April 9th, that was a long time ago. Let me check my folder. We don't have, okay, we don't have, Rose, we can't do the minutes for 4/9 because I'm not sure who was here. So I don't want to,
I was here then.
rock the boat. Okay, so it takes care of that.
I might have. think I
The 579 Croton Falls Road, the Nicole Samaj,
with Maj, yeah,
he wants, he's filing a bond for $1,000 for the tree cutting, okay?
Was that what Dave said?
That's what they've said.
That's it.
All right, with that then, do I have a motion to close the meeting?
That motion, I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, good night, have a good evening.